Hello guys, it's me again, KillSwitch. So today, I am going to talk about specifically this line for the stances. The offensive attributes of weapons slotted into the defensive stance are reduced to 60%. So what are these offensive attributes? If we click here in our weapon and the magnifying glass, we can see a computation here. So the base, that is the base attributes. It will be multiplied by 0.6, thus making the weapon only 60% effective. So it's 40% nerf. This will affect all weapons, not only the weapons slotted in the defensive stance. So if we click here, offensive stance main hand, even in the offhand, we will see the computation. And when we go to the defensive slots, still here 0.6, 0.6. So it doesn't matter where you place your strongest weapon because they will be affected when you use stances. So let's remove one item here. It's a little bit confusing because when you remove one, only the main weapon will have a 60% effectiveness. So if we go to the main hand again, 0.6 here, and then defensive stance, main hand 0.6. But when we go to the offensive stance, offhand, there's no more nerf. Let's equip this and remove the offhand in the offensive stance. It's the same. So on the offhand defensive stance, there's no more nerf. But on the main hand, there's still that 0.6 computation. If we remove both weapons in the defensive stance or offensive stance, there will be no more 40% nerf. So let's remove this one. And let's check it again. So no more nerf. No more 40% nerf. I got the whole base attributes here. 1571. Even in my offhand 618. If we activate the stances, then we can see that nerf again. 0.6. 0.6. 0.6. 0.6. This is not our fault why we are getting confused because as stated here, the offensive attributes of weapons slotted into the defensive stance are reduced to 60%. It's very confusing, I believe, because of the translation from Chinese to English. That's why we got this one. Again, it doesn't matter where we place our strongest item, even the essences. It doesn't matter where we place it. Additional info, so you can have better builds. If we are using two essences that will modify one skill, it will not stack. For example, Samteb Lamplighter, it will make my Mystic Allies into a Burning one. And Fleeting Soul, this will also modify my Mystic Allies into one Spirit Ally that rushes in a direction. If I use this combination, the essence in the offensive stance will not work. Only the one in the defensive stance. So let's check it out. We can see this by going to the description. So for example, as you guys can see here, the legendary description is highlighted. Compared it to the one in the offensive stance, it's grayed out. That means it's not in effect. If we use only one essence that will modify the skill, so for example, Samteb Lamplighter and the other one to buff that skill. So for example, when that essence makes the Samteb Lamplighter, the duration or cooldown, duration increase, cooldown decrease, the distance, or as long as it will buff that essence. So for example, Fleeting Soul, I will change this into Rod of Echoes. So my Mystic Allies cooldown will decrease by 18.6. If we see it here, Ytter's Radiance is in effect, even the Mystic Allies cooldown. So it's not grayed out anymore. Again, use one essence that will modify the skill, and another essence to buff that skill. I hope you guys understood that. So that's it, guys. That is the misconception of this sentence. I hope they will change this, that as long as you use stances, every weapon slotted on the offensive and defensive stance will be reduced to 60% effectiveness or 40% nerf. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions and suggestions, please feel free to comment that down below. Thank you for watching. Until next time.